So just gonna make sure I make a cut here when I edit this shit out. Hello everybody and welcome to Shaq Nasty Jim Plays Hearts of Iron 4. Today we are going to be starting our Poland achievement run. And what that means is we're going to be trying to get a select few achievements as Poland. Try to get Poland can into space, basically researching rocket tech as Poland. We're going to be trying to get Wunderwaffel, which is researching rocket and nuclear tech. We'll build it in a day, which is getting to Construction 5. And basically just try to get all the stuff we can as Poland. And we're also going to be going for the secret achievement as Poland, which they were very nice to include for us. And that requires us as Poland to stay neutral. So we're not going to be flipping to communist right away or fascist right away, so we are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Poland is allowed to have its own focus tree if you have the DLC. If for some reason you have not been able to download the DLC, or for some reason you don't have the game on Steam, Poland will have the base focus tree for any other nation like Yugoslavia. You know, just efforts here, there, and the other. Very base. But fortunately for us, we have a decisions. So we can get the Central Region strategy. Basically, it fills up the Central Region around Warsaw. The 4-year plan, which gives us some construction stuff. Prepare for the next war for the army. Air base expansion for air units. Develop Polish shipbuilding for sea units. And strengthen the Polish state, which is our political stuff. And while we have to stay neutral, at least until we get this secret achievement, I will be probably going down strengthen the Polish state pretty quick. Just because we want to get some good stuff here, like authoritarianism, if we want to go left or right. Paramilitarism, which gives us more division training time. Heck, we can even do Polish first and get the Baltic Alliance and get a faction that way pretty much. Which is a really, really interesting thing to do. Actually, that might not be a bad idea. If we do Polish first, we could do Polish first and liberalism. And manage to... Oh no, excuse me, we can't do that because we have to have international. If we do Polish first, we'll be our own thing. So, I think probably going to go with the 4-year plan as our first one. Either the 4-year plan or the Central Region strategy. Military factories, infrastructure, military factories. Old region. Yeah, you know what? We'll do a 4-year plan. Get us some quick construction tech early on. We'll also try to get, probably gonna need to get support weapons. We're gonna want to get electronic mechanical engineering, and we're as well gonna want to get probably, I want to get the tanks, I really do, but there's just so much that you need when you start off. Because Poland starts in a fairly position. They don't have much in the way of ships. They don't have much in the way of the air power. They don't have much in the way of tanks. So you really have to build yourself up as Poland. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably try to get the light tanks. I'm going light over heavy because of our production. We only have 9 military factories right now in all of Poland. So we have to go very careful on what we do. For civilian factories. And so what we're going to do is we're going to build a few civilian factories here. Yep, like this, and then we're going to build military factories for the rest of them. Because we are going to need a lot of military factories, honestly. we're going to need a whole lot. We also have free dockyards. Our one free dockyard is just going to make convoys for us. Because you want convoys. You really do. Yes, Orion, only 9 military factories. Poland starts out in a very bad place. Only 9, there's 9 civilian factories that we can work as well. Because the other 9 are made for consumer goods. But unfortunately, it's not 9 because now we have to import aluminum, rubber, and steel. Which I'm going to import steel from the Soviet Union. So those 9 civilian factories that we had producing is now 6. Until then, we're going to take a look at our recruit and deployment. We have no units on basic training right now, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to train some of our infantry divisions. Actually, first I'm going to make a couple of armies. So I'm going to take this, just pretty much split this guys in half. Alright, this is, the first army. I'm going to assign max planning, combat width, reconnaissance. Let's do the planning dude. Field Marshal Vladislav Bodnyatsky. And he's going to be on the Czechoslovakian front, or Romania, I don't know, fuck it. Yeah. And then the other half, we're going to do this with. Make them their own army. And we're going to put General Vincenti Kowalski in there. And we're going to put them on the Lithuanian front, whatever. So now when we train up our divisions, we're going to train 16 more. Yeah, that should be enough. Train 9 more units, or it's 12 more units, and we're going to make sure that they get sent to this army. And this is still buggy. I don't know why it's still buggy, but it is. You're supposed to be able to click on this and send them directly to the unit online here. However, you can't. So you just have to have them go to the region and manually assign them yourself. Alright, let's speed up a little bit. And we have low manpower as well, because we're Poland and we have volunteer only. Now, we can get limited conscription, which will give us another 1% of recruitable population. But if we want anything more than that, we have to either be communist or fascist, or at war. And I really don't want to be at war, or communist or fascist right now. So until then, we're just going to wait. We're going to wait. We're going to produce as many things as we can to keep our army up and running. And we are just going to sit on our laurels as Poland. Now, normally, playing this game, the first thing I would do would go for political effort, and then get one of these 3 people, if I'm an unaligned country, or if I'm wanting to change my alignment. The fascist demagogue, the communist revolutionary, or the democratic reformer. And usually, that's the best way to do it, is to get one of these 3, and just build up as much relation with whoever you're trying to go for. But since we're not doing that, we're probably end up going for Josef Haller and get military factory construction speed. It's probably in the best interest of ours. But that is way down the road right now. Until then, it's going to be slow, just letting this stuff build up, letting our armies build up. Right, submarines, just going to go ahead and do all of this so I don't forget. Send the submarines on convoy rating, and send the destroyers on patrol missions. Same for the submarines. So when we do go to war with anyone up here, we will automatically have naval superiority, I hope. And you can always do the same with your fighters. You can always put them in there already. So we could assign these guys to Western Poland if we wanted to already, but I don't want to. Instead, we're just gonna sit. Yeah, we gotta watch out for the Blitzkrieg. We don't want the Germans to come attack us. And that's why I really, really want to befriend the Soviets as much as I can. But, like I said, we can't go communist yet. We can either befriend the Soviets and have us be protected, us be protected from the Soviets by the Soviets, or befriend Germany and go the fascist route and just hope Germany doesn't eat us. But we can't do either of those right now. And, I'm not salty about that at all. And the other half of the achievement is we have to be at war with Italy. We have to be unaligned and at war with Italy. So, you need to, although you're unaligned, we need to be sort of in the Soviet sphere of influence or in the democratic sphere of influence. To where you either be part of the Allies or part of the Comintern. Yeah, it's quite the pickle. Quite the pickle. But I really want this secret achievement. I have a feeling that's going to be one of the ones that hardly anyone gets. It's going to be the, EU4 just a little patience achievement, or the EU4, one of those other sort of like midline EU4 achievements that no one ever gets. So unfortunately in this game, as Poland, or as any other small country that's not, one of the big players in World War II, you have a lot of sitting. Like, remilitarization of the Rhineland. Germany has stationed troops in the Rhineland territory, close to the French border, in clear violation of the Treaty of Versailles. The local population cheered the German soldiers on, while the diplomatic reactions from France and Britain have so far been muted. It is no more than the Germans walking into their own backyard, a political commentator in Britain observed. Worrying. And it is worrying because eventually Germany's going to push for Danziger War. And we don't want that. Right? National Defense Fund. So actually that might be one of the first things we do, is instead of doing a civilian economy, if we can get world tension high enough, then early mobilization might be an option, or partial mobilization even. Just, get the civilian factories switched over to working on actual construction rather than producing toasters or whatever, And after the National Defense Fund, we're probably going to look at investing in the old Polish region. Probably going to try to push for the additional research slot as quickly as possible. And then, maybe even down this tree, or then start this tree. I don't know. It's going to be a very, very complicated thing. Because I really want to push down the political tree, but it's no use right now. Unless we're wanting to go Poland first, there's no use. And Poland first would be actually really interesting. I don't know. We need to rush it, though. Because, Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania get eaten very quickly by the Soviet Union. So if you don't get them quick, if you don't get, this whole tree done up pretty quick, they're gone. I do think, though, I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking that after we get the secret achievement, if we can, probably go communist. I'm thinking communist Poland right now. And just hopefully keep the USSR happy with us. And actually, that might not be a bad idea to just start improving relations. Hopefully, eventually, they'll either, invite us to their faction just outright, or guarantee us or something. Although, I mean, as much as I want to go democratic, because I really do, there's no benefit going democratic. United Kingdom just doesn't do anything until Germany has already taken over France, and that makes it very hard for them to come back in. Like, the only good thing I've seen them do is they will, like, go around France and Spain and just eat into Italy and just, like, neuter Italy. That's, like, the only way they're useful in this game. Which sucks for them, and it sucks for me, so I can't go democratic. Until then, I'm stuck going communist or fascist, and because what I'm hoping to do, I'm hoping to eat these three before Russia gets the chance. And I can't justify war goals right now, but I'm hoping to come in and eat Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia before Russia does. Yeah, Orion, I turned historical AI on. I meant to not do that, but it's on. So, we're going to deal with that. I hate it, but that just means that Germany is that much more likely to eat me. And I really don't care to be eaten today. Oh, why are these guys unassigned to the army? And they need to be. And now they are. Alright, so that's good there. And how's our recruiting coming along? Slow. Very, very slow. Because we need so much infantry equipment. And if I had the ability, if I had the factories, I would just do another line. We don't need that much support equipment anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to prep all that, actually. Prep only one line of that. Because we're going to eventually want more fighters whenever we research better fighters. I might go for that after the tanks. Because, I mean, that's just what you have to do is... If you're playing anyone but the main countries, you're already kneecapping yourself. Like, if you play Mexico, oh god, don't even get me started. You start out with nothing researched, pretty much. Like, you don't have great war tanks researched. You don't have weapons 1 researched. You don't have any ships researched. So we got our National Defense Fund. Let's get the Warsaw Main Railway Station, which gives us 1 building slot and 2. Oh wow, it gives us an extra building slot for Warsaw, which is really good because Warsaw is maxed out right now. Yet somehow there's more factories in Mexico, which that's whatever. We got support weapons. I don't know what I want to go for right now. I think I'm going to go for the fighters right now. Just try to get as much stuff as we can and stop producing these crappy interwar fighters and start producing real ones. So yeah, these guys have all the manpower they need. They just need infantry equipment now, which seems to be the limiting factor in a lot of games. Like, we need 14,000 between training new units and building up the units we have. And you can set in here, where they go. Like, for our reinforcements, we need 10,000. For our upgrades, we need 8,000, 1,000, and then 940 for each little unit here. But if we want to get reinforcements done first, get that out of the way, we can do that. If we just want to get people out there, which I do, then I'm going to set this as the important one. Because the more people we have out here, the better. It just means that it makes it a little bit less likely that the Germans just destroy us day one. They're luckily focusing on this side of the tree right now, because to even get to us, they have to go through, reassert the eastern claims. They have to have, 950,000 manpower in the field. So we are good for a little while on the German front. Doesn't make me any less worried, but we're good for at least, a couple days. And then the rest of this is just slowly trying to get everything built up. Like, another good thing to do is just set up all of your infrastructure. Set this up all beforehand. Build the max you can in each of these places, because infrastructure is very important. It lets your armies move around faster. And I cannot stress the importance when you're playing as someone like the Soviet Union, when you're trying to get your armies from, the Polish front all the way over to the Japanese front, the Manchurian front, and it takes forever if you don't have good infrastructure. Alright, so we can modify our government now. And I honestly don't know what I want right away. I could do a military theorist, which will give me some army experience and land research doctrine. Normally, I'd go for one of these three, and try to push my way to, the Polish Socialist Party or the Fascists or the Democrats. Or I can change up this, which might be the best idea. I can't do mobilization yet, but I could do free trade, which would give them, even though it gives 30% more resources to the marketplace, it greatly increases factory output, construction speed, and research time. So yeah, I'm definitely going free trade. Because, we don't honestly export that much anyway. We export a lot of steel to Latvia, which now means we need more steel. So, I'm gonna talk to the Soviets and get me a little bit of steel. Which is awesome. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do at all. Cancel that. Yep. And talk to the Soviets and get the more steel we need. Which is unfortunate, because now it means we have less factories making more factories. Yeah, we have fewer factories making more factories now, but we have faster construction on the factories. So it's just sort of a 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other kind of deal right now. So I'm going to ignore TKS entirely and go straight for 7TP, because we can, because it's already 1936, and building any of these would be a waste of time. Granted, they have a lower production cost, but a lot less piercing, a lot less speed, a lot less soft attack, breakthrough. It's just useless to make the TKS when this thing is already there. But alright, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Please join us again for the next one.